What's up, guys? So just yesterday I got an awesome delivery from Cygnus Performance. Now Cygnus reached out to me several weeks ago when I had posted a picture on my Instagram showing that my strut was blown and I needed to replace my suspension. I was going to go with Fortunato coilovers and I was going to buy direct from the company, but Cygnus reached out and said, hey, we are an authorized dealer for Fortune, so if you order from us, we can hook you up with a exclusive coloration, which I'm about to show you and I'm very excited about. So if you follow me on Instagram, you probably already knew that. And if you don't, then I don't know why you don't follow me on Instagram, because I post a lot more stuff there than I do on YouTube. But in any case, I am about to tear into this. So this is what I got. These are Fortunatos, obviously, and I'm about to cut into them right now and show you all the goodness. And I also ordered a shirt, by the way, so I could rock some Fortunato swag, because I do support Fortunato. They are a great company, and this is the second set of Fortunato coilovers that I got. I got my little birth certificate of assembly, and it even has my spring rates right here, which are 8K in the front and 6K in the rear, which is recommended by Fortunato. If you contact them, they will tell you exactly what spring rates would work best for your car and your application, and that can change if you're building your car for track and stuff like that. On the back side, we have the wrenches here for my suspension, and we have a box inside of a box. So here it is, the moment you've been waiting for, the first glimpse at my new coils. This is a little tricky to do with one hand, but here you go. This is a rear. So this is the exclusive black and blue edition from Cygnus Performance. Huge shout out to Jeff over at Cygnus for reaching out to me and letting me know that I could order through them, because if you order directly through Fortunato, you don't have this option to get this awesome coloration. So here is a rear. Let me open up a front for you guys. And here is a front with camber plate. So if you know anything about Fortunato, you know that all their coilovers are highly customizable, and these are not standard off-the-shelf coils. I have opted for some sweet options. So I'm gonna go over exactly what upgrades I got and why I got them. And to do that, I'm gonna switch over to my DSLR. So these are Fortunato 500 series 6th generation coilovers. Now Fortunato offers several different levels or tiers of coilovers, and the 500 series is their entry level. However, that doesn't mean that they're any lower quality. It simply has to do with the application of the coilover. The 500 series are perfect for daily drivers that may see occasional track use. The 510 series is really designed for primarily track use, and anything beyond that is pure track use. So the 510s have a digressive piston, which is better for the track, and it can quickly adapt to possibly running over curbing or anything like that. The 500s aren't quite that intense. They don't need to be for a daily driver, so that's why I went with the 500 series. The 510s and anything beyond that is way more coil than I will ever use. Now, whenever you order Fortunato coilovers, you have the option of keeping the standard configuration as they come from Fortunato, or you can opt for several upgrades, which is exactly what I did. However, before I get into the actual upgrades I got, I want to make it clear that these come standard with camber plates. There are several other brands out there that don't include camber plates or even top hats. You have to reuse your OEM top hats, which makes it difficult to sell your OEM suspension. But Fortunato does include not only top hats, but camber plates, which is brilliant. I highly appreciate that from Fortunato because it makes for a very quick and easy install, and it gives you full customization. You know, you could adjust your suspension geometry however you want. I really don't understand the point of spending $2,000 or even $3,000 for coilovers and then having to pay extra for a camber plate. So good on Fortune for including those standard. So the first thing I did was upgrade to this radial bearing, which sits on top of the spring, and it allows the spring to rotate independently from the shock body. The reason this is important is because without a bearing, this spring is always under compression and it's not allowed to freely rotate. So what happens is whenever you turn your front wheels, this spring pops. Whenever that tension releases, it pops. And it's really annoying and it sounds like crap. So this radial bearing here was only about 80 bucks, and I highly, highly recommend it. I've been running it on my current Fortunato 500s, which have been on my car for 3 or 4 years now, and it's definitely worth its money. I promise you that. The next thing I upgraded was the springs themselves. Now, Fortunato has their standard springs and they are great. I've had the standard springs on my current setup for the past 3 to 4 years and they have served well. But for this set, I wanted to upgrade to the Swift springs. It's a $350 upgrade, but Swift springs are much higher quality than standard springs. And that's not just for Fortunato, that applies to BC Racing, that applies to a lot of other brands as well. The Swift springs are much more consistent and linear in their spring rates. So as the spring compresses, it stays closer to being 8K throughout, rather than cheaper springs that may not. It will be a higher rate, and then as it compresses, it may be a lower rate. It's not really consistent all the way throughout. So it's a $350 upgrade. It's kind of pricey, but I think it's going to be worth it. And these blue springs look awesome. The last thing that I upgraded was the locking collar on the bottom, this locking perch. You're probably familiar with the standard locking rings that come on almost all coilovers. Fortunato recently came out with this new design where you actually cinch it down with an Allen key, which is really cool. So your standard locking springs hold in place through tension. You lock them together and you tighten them down, and usually that friction between them and the tension between them is enough to keep them in place. This new design means that you could adjust it however you want, and there is an Allen bolt here which allows you to cinch it down, and there's a gap so it actually pinches and closes in around these threads. And I opted for that because I figured that would be a newer design. It's probably a better design, but I think that's going to be easier to deal with when you have corrosion. One of the biggest issues with the locking rings is over time there's corrosion, there's dust, dirt, all that crap that gets down in your threads, but the rings are one solid piece, so they cannot open or stretch around any of that dirt whenever you're trying to adjust them. So I do think this is a much better design. Those are the upgrades I opted for. Now there are other applications for other vehicles where you can actually replace this threaded body with an aluminum body. It's not available for my car because it's not strong enough for the McPherson strut style suspension, but there are other applications for that. I believe it's applicable to wishbone suspension. And that threaded body, the aluminum threaded body, will actually save about 2 pounds per corner, which is huge. That will drastically increase your performance in the handling characteristics. So I hope you guys enjoy this little unboxing video. I am super pumped to get these on the car. My car is driving like crap right now because my one strut is blown and the other ones are, let's just say they're not doing well. So I will have an install video on this coming out to you guys. I will also do a before and after comparison so you could see just the difference that, you know, new suspension makes, going from an old worn out suspension to brand new suspension. So I'm going to drive around on a few different roads, some really bumpy roads, some brick roads, and give you guys a before and after comparison. If you have any other questions about these coilovers, Fortunato series, 500s, 510s, whatever, let me know. I'd be happy to inform you on anything if I can, or give you my own impression, my own opinions on things. If you have any other questions about Cygnus Performance or anything like that, I'll drop a link in the description down below. You could also contact them on Instagram. But huge shout out to Cygnus for hooking me up with these. I'm very excited for this black and blue coloration. I like it a lot more than the black and green. and I cannot wait to get these installed. I'm not sure exactly when I'm going to install them or when I'm going to make that video, but it's going to be soon, I promise. It is finals week, but as soon as finals are done, I should be able to install these fairly soon. Quick update, the other things that are coming soon is the steering wheel install is going to happen fairly soon, and I have an update for my shift knob. So that's actually going to get powder coated. The plastic is starting to break down in a weird way, but that's getting powder coated as well. So I do have those. I just want to put that out there so you know what's coming next. I still have a Pittsburgh Cars and Coffee video coming your way. I am in the process of editing right now, but these came in and I got excited and I wanted to show you guys. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, let me know and I'll catch you guys next time.